Real Action is brought to you by Pertec, with 103 service and supply centres around Australia for all your hydraulic and industrial hose requirements.
G'day, welcome to Real Action. Michael Guest, I've got Justin Nye here from Gladstone Fly and Sportfishing. The stowaway, once again, Jack Nolan is with us. We're at magnificent Lake Awoonga, just west of Gladstone. I'm always pumped to come here. We've been here the last couple of years on Real Action and just seen these fish get bigger and bigger. You're telling me they're sort of just bumping that metre mark.
Yeah, mate, sure are.
I'm seriously looking forward to seeing that. We've got some topwater lures. We're going to see if we can't get that big explosion. That's such a cool thing to see that early. And then we're
nothing beats it, mate.
Nothing beats it. And then we're going to have a bit of a trial round. See if we can't get one on the troll, maybe in this sort of basin area. You've got to have options in Lake Awoonga, and we've got plenty of those.
Yeah, drop him in there, mate.
Right. We'll start here, eh?
Yeah, right here.
So we're going to use the electric motor to plot a bit of a course down. There's an old creek bed here somewhere, Justin tells me, and see if we can't find some suspending fish to cast at. So we're just going to sort of drift with the wind there for a minute. When we find them, we'll pull up, fire some casts around, but we're looking for fish that are more elevated off the bottom, so sitting more that mid-water. Justin tells me, we'll come over here at the moment, he tells me they're the ones that are more likely to be feeding, those ones that are a bit more elevated in the water column.
Yeah, definitely, and they're pretty easy to spot on the sounder as we come through, so we're just going to come down some of these contour lines here, and we're going to look for fish that are facing almost vertical on the sounder. You actually see the shape of the fish and their head is almost facing directly straight up and down, so those fish are definitely there waiting for bait to come over the top.
Or a big soft plastic lure.
Or a big soft plastic.
That's what we want. Oh, that's a jump.
Oh,
wow.
Mate. How's that?
That was just sensational. That's a good cast.
Idling up the creek bed here, just on the electric motor.
It's casting away. I don't know if you can quite see, just coming off the screen now, that's the Barra there. So have a quick look there. They're the Barra. So that's them there. If I zoom in there a bit, that's them there. So, oh! Still got him there, bud?
Yeah, mate, still got him, still got him.
It's the worry when you're barra fishing that they're going to jump off like that, but...
that's it. When he comes up, you just got to make sure that...
Rod tip down.
Rod tip down, and as soon as he comes out of the water, try and keep that line nice and tight.
Yeah, that's the go. See that boil, yeah. Powerful. Oh. The tail they got, so powerful. It's like we just pulse the electric motor there, the amount of water that thing's moved. It's just amazing. Righto. Here we go.
There he is, big silver.
There he is, there he is, there he is. Yes! Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's come through the net.
That's
too.
a...
he's swimming through.
Hey, he's punched the hole in my net. Gee. Whew. Show everybody what a big Lake Awoonga Barra looks like. Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
And that, let's come around the other side here, big fella. They are just big. So they are just getting bigger and bigger. That fish is definitely in the 90s. That's a real chunky one. And it's just inhaled that soft plastic. I don't know if you can see that on camera there. That's 50-pound fluorocarbon leader. Feel that there. Look at that.
Yeah, you can see how chafed up it is, and that's why you use such heavy leader with these fish.
Yeah, because they can even, that's 50-pound fluoro, and I've heard of blokes using anything up to 80-pound fluorocarbon at times.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, you know, yeah, 100-pound monofilament they can even chew through pretty easily. So,
yeah. And have a look at that. Just come around here, point that at the camera there. Can you see that soft plastic is absolutely engulfed straight down there. There we go. So that fella right there's the one that did all the damage, and that leader is just trashed. So we'll cut that off and retie and go again. Had a bit of secret scent to that. That is just such a cool looking lure in the water, that one. That's a beauty.
Righto, mate, off you go.
There's nothing better than a day on the water, but you want to make it home safely. So remember, one of the most important pieces of safety gear is your life jacket. 8 out of 10 boaters who have drowned in New South Wales waters were not wearing one. The new jackets come in a range of designs so they won't get in the way whether you're chasing a big one or just taking in the sights. Whenever you're out on the water, make sure you and all the crew put one on. Marine Rescue New South Wales, volunteers saving lives on the water.
Well, the wind's certainly blowing at the moment, and a couple of the areas where we really wanted to concentrate on that topwater fishing, the wind sort of got in there, so we're just going to change things up a little bit. We've got 3 lures. What do you got? You got a fairly deep diving one on?
Yeah, I got a fairly deep diving one.
I've got one that gets in about 3.5 metres, and you've got one that's, I think it's actually dredging the bottom. I think you've got a really deep diver on. We've marked a few Barramundi out here. It's a little bit bumpy, but that's all good, and we're going to see if we can't troll 1 or 2 up, and we can always change things up later on and have a crack at something else. But there's always options in Awoonga.
Yeah, definitely, mate. You just got to adjust with the weather pattern and you know, choose the right tactic and the right tool for the job.
So this is an old creek bed we're trolling here?
Yeah, so this is the actual old riverbed of the Boyne River, obviously before the dam was created.
Yep.
So we're just coming down on the top side of that at the moment, just on the shallow side. We're sitting in about 10 metres of water.
Nice. And it's trolling speed for you, and I know, like, yeah, it's a real art form. Actually, we're talking to Jack Nolan, who's with us today, about it before, and he said, you know, it's just amazing. Some people are really good at it, and it takes a lot of practice to get better at trolling. It's not a matter of just throwing the lures out. We've got them staggered at different depths, but what's the optimum speed, do you reckon, trolling in this sort of area for Barra?
With these hard bodies, about that 3 knots, 3 to 4 knots.
Yep. So in kilometres an hour for about 5 k's an hour?
Yeah, 5 to 6 kilometres an hour, pretty good for those 4 to 5 metre, I guess, hard bodies.
Oh, let's go on there, big fella.
Oh, that's a good fish.
It's a good fish. It's taking some line.
Oh, isn't he?
Woo. Here he comes. Coming up on the top. Oh, didn't he climb on that? Great thing about going with a guide like Justin, he said, Guesty, I know where there's some. Do you want to have a troll? And I said, well, yeah, for sure. A lot of people right around Australia troll. It's a really good technique, so let's give it a crack, and that's what we're doing at the moment. The gear we're using, 6 to 10 kilo bait casting outfit, some 30-pound braid and 50-pound lead, and we haven't seen this fish yet.
It's a good fish, Guesty.
I'm pretty sure fishing out of Gladstone near Lake Awoonga, it's a Barramundi though. Either that or it's the biggest catfish we've ever seen, so took some line. When you're trolling, it's that expectation of the bite, and it's a bit like game fishing, I reckon, to me, Justin.
Absolutely.
Like trolling for marlin, you can sort of nearly get lulled into a bit of a daze there, and even then I wasn't really focused, and oh man, it just got absolutely poleaxed. So soft hands. Oh, we're out quite deep here, so no need to pull too hard. If anything, I can go a little bit softer on this fish, but really important to keep the tension on it. Keep that rod tip nice and low if the fish jumps. And we'll see if we can't get Justin a net shot here shortly. Oh, here he is.
There he is. Oh yeah, it's a good fish.
Oh, yes. I think it's in the metre class.
Be very close.
It's up that way. Oh, it's a solid fish. I can see it there now. Coming back around. Oh, look at that. Big gold sides on it. You ready there, bud? I think we might get a net shot here. Sneak him in. Got him in.
Almost down a net.
Yes. Woo. Woo, woo, woo. All right, you right?
Yeah,
Want a hand?
lift him in there.
Yep, let's go.
He's heavy.
All right. Oh, check that out. Look at that. Give us a bit of answer. Holding that fella up there.
Fish, mate.
That's a solid fish. Got to be really careful with those trebles there. We're just trolling some deep diving hard bodies, and Yeah, super effective way, because it was a bit of a slow morning. Part of your job as a guide is to change things up consistently. Like, we really wanted to get one on surface there, looked good, wasn't happening, but you've been telling me you've been getting them in the middle of the day on surface here in Lake Awoonga.
Absolutely, you know, it's about adaptation to the weather and how the environment changes throughout the day. And as I said to you this morning, I think that the weather's going to change a few times throughout today. We've got a bit of a front coming. So, you know, quick change of method and we're on to the fish.
I'm loving you at the moment, big fella. I'm absolutely loving you at the moment. And there's the result. So that's a beautiful fish on the troll. Quite a silver fish, really, that one. Very, very silver.
Yeah, they get really silvery purpley out in the middle here.
Yep.
They get really pelagic-like, and they're out here marauding bait balls like a school of tuna, really. They're sitting mid-column.
You like that, Jack? Marauding bait balls like a school of tuna. Well, it's marauded my big hard body lure there. Check that out.
Awesome.
Righto, that's touching. Whoop. Right, we're on there.
So we have 98.
Hey, 98. Yeah, I thought it was 98. Maybe a bit better, but I've got to tell you, that's an absolute cracker. All right, off you go, big dog. Woo!
Got him, mate.
Got him on.
Got him. Oh, there's a nice bit of weight there.
We'll get out of the way.
It's okay.
He hasn't really taken a big run yet.
No, he hasn't done a big jump.
Here he goes. He's coming up here now.
All right, cool.
You got the net there, mate?
Yeah, mate. Get that net ready. You might have a little bit of a turn around the boat, I reckon. Didn't play up too much on that first run, did he? Yeah, it's a nice fish too. Oh, nice little jump. Here we go. Yeah! Oh, how good!
Yes. How's that?
Woo, let's get him in, eh?
Really important to cradle those fish, isn't it, Jack?
That's it, mate. Just support that belly, support everything. They're not.
Let's just go up here.
Oh, it's the same! 98!
98. I actually, it's funny, if that fish had got away, I would have said that was bigger. I actually would have said, Jack's got me, that's a bigger fish. Hold that up and show everyone what it looks like anyway, mate. So if we talk recruitment, that one's 98 centimetres.
Yep.
So we talk stocking, stocking in Queensland impoundments, and certainly we're fishing out of Gladstone at Lake Awoonga today. How old would that fish be? How long ago was that one stocked to be virtually a metre? It's 2 centimetres off. So.
Yeah, look, that one would be sort of 4.5 to 5 years old.
4.5 to 5.
Yeah,
wow.
So about 5 years, you're pretty much guaranteed they're going to be a metre on the average growth rate. But yeah, he'd be anywhere between 4 and 5.
Yeah, wow, powerfully built
Without
things.
a doubt.
The bit of blood there is actually your blood. You got spiked, didn't you?
I got spiked.
I've been spiked as well, so there's a bit of that goes on. I'm going to be careful handling them. They've got really, really super sharp on that dorsal fin. Like any fish, if you run your hand back that way, they're a little bit better to deal with. Just turn it nose on and show everyone how thick they are. You can see why they fight and pull hard. They're just built like trucks, these things.
And that's just so much food in the impoundment?
Mate, it's endless supply of food, there's so much bait in this place. Because we're such a coastal lake too, we've got great oxygenation right the way throughout the year. So the bait schools just populate and populate and populate.
All right, mate, get him back in the water.
Let's get him off.
Get him back in the water. Look at that. There you go. Oh, you got him, mate?
Got him, mate.
We just marked that fish on the sounder.
Oh, he's taking some line.
Going, isn't it?
Holy.
We just saw that fish on the sounder and Justin said, oh, look at the shadow off that one.
Yeah.
And it was sitting higher in the water column. So
he was.
So 3 different lures at 3 different heights and 3 bites so far. So that's been good. I got one, you got one, and the guide's on. We're in the 5.9 metre boat today. It's got a 150 on the back, and it's a cheap way to go fishing, really, because the fuel economy is crazy when you're just idling around. But you could do it on the electric motor if you didn't want to use a petrol motor too, couldn't you?
Yeah,
and certainly in those shallower areas, maybe just for a little bit more stealth, go to electric motor.
And a little bit less breeze. You could, start rolling around with some big soft plastics and things with the electric.
Yep.
But today...
So trial even slower with those big, so these type of things here, these big pre-rigged soft plastics, you could trial those, got quite a heavy head on them, and then when you mark them on the sounder, you can actually just knock it out of gear and then let that lure sink down. But at the moment we're using that big bib on those hard-bodied lures to get down. They make a lot of vibration. Barramundi, you've got this fantastic big long lateral line that runs right along them like most fish, and they're so good at hunting in dirty water or low light conditions, and they can pick up that vibration. Oh, he's only just hooked.
Just hooked, mate.
He's
yes! Oh, look at that.
Oh.
Lure's come out as you've got him in the net.
Look at that. Just grab that lure. That lure has just popped out of that fish's mouth, so it's so important to keep that even tension on the fish. And I've got to tell you, up over the side, you want to grab part of that net and give it a bit of a lift in. Oh, yes! Sensational stuff, mate. That is awesome. If you're a southerner and you want to head up this part of the world, there's some great accommodation options in and around Tannum Sands and Gladstone to come out and do this. Hook up with these guys at Gladstone Fly and Sportfishing and come and do it. It's just amazing to see them. Check that out.
Beast.
And for us, a catch and release fish, really.
Absolutely, mate. You know, these guys are much better back in the lake. There's much better tasting barramundi just 15 kilometres that way.
Yeah, the saltwater version, for sure.
These guys make great sport fish, and even better if you catch them again.
Now that's a cracking catch. If you've been catching some ripper fish lately, then send your photo into our Alfab's Cracking Catch competition at the Real Action Facebook page. To get you hooked up every week, we're giving away a Penn rod reel and line combo, an awesome Scanstrut Rock wireless phone charger, and inflatable waist belts from BLA, along with some great gear from Valvoline to keep your marine engine and trailer lubricated.
Woo! Oh.
We've just come out of the basin. It's pretty windy in there at the moment, though there are some barra out that way, which is good.
Definitely
which is good to see. So we're going to troll along these weed beds. There's flooded timber. There's all sorts of structure along here. So we're using the electric motor. We're doing about 2.5 knots, Justin, at the moment.
Yeah, about 2.5 knots, and we've just got a mixture of lures, a couple of different depth hard bodies, and
soft
plastic. We're just using the electric motor this time.
So we're in full stealth mode this time. So out in the basin we're using the big petrol motor on the back, the 150, but this time on the electric, and we'll just cruise along. And the good thing is here too, we can always mark a school of fish and then just suddenly spin around and then hit that electric anchor button, spot lock, and then cast it or throw some vibes or change things up if you don't get a bite on the troll. Go, go!
Yes!
Oh, where are you, mate?
Oh, straight back. He's sizzling.
It's on the soft plastic, that one. Get that rod out the way. Oh, yeah!
That's a meatery.
Yeah, it's a good fish. So what we're doing is we're trolling. This is a different colour, but we've got a couple of hard-bodied lures, and we've also got a big soft plastic, and we're trolling at about 2 knots. So the weight, that's actually the same one. Yeah, that black and gold.
Black and gold, stinger on the bottom.
Big stinger on the bottom, and that single hook there. So touch wood, it's a good hookup rate. We'll just let this bloke do his thing behind us here while we waffle on about lures, but it's got a lead head in there, and they sink down so well, and that's got the bite, that one there. So we'll see how we go.
Absolutely crunched that.
Absolutely crunched it, yeah, sensational. It's good, and if you want to give it a bit extra hurt, you can use your thumb.
Yeah, just slow him down a little bit.
Barra thumb burn is the most fun pain you'll ever get.
You got one? Bit there.
Have a look. Tell you, if you see that, look at that. There's some of that blue line on his thumb right there. There's a new hatchery coming to Lake Awoonga, isn't there?
Yeah, really exciting times for the lake.
Yep.
The water board's just about finished completion of this new hatchery in early 22. So the new number of barra that's going to go into this lake is 1.2 million per year. 1.2 million barra per year, plus possibly some other species as well. Yeah, some mangrove jacks and sea mullet and Saratoga and all kinds of cool stuff. So
righto, let's get back on the job here. Enough chat. Oh,
that's a nice fish.
That's a solid one. That's a solid one. Wow. Big turn and burn
Bring him
there.
back around.
I just want to make sure we're ready for the net shot.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yes. All right, that's got a big tail on it. All right, you ready? 1, 2, 3, go! Yeah! All right. Oh, mate, I'll give you, we've got to give this thing a bit of a comfort lift, you all right? Yeah, mate. Oh, yes. Yes, 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 there you go. And that, so that lure has got that big, that big top single hook, and then it's also got a trailing treble.
Yep.
And what we call a stinger. It's actually popped it out of the plastic, but you can actually see that weighted system, so it actually goes back inside there. We'll pop that back in a minute and have a look, but that's done the job. And just shows mixing it up, so that's a more subtle, I guess, presentation than those big hard body lures that are really, you know, some are silent,
yeah,
some have
100%. We backed the speed back, and I was kicking the reel in and out of gear all the time and just letting it flutter down to those fish as well. So
yeah, that's an absolute cracker, that one there. Check that out, that is a cracking Lake Awoonga Barramundi. We're fishing just inland from Gladstone. Justin Nye from Gladstone Fly and Sportfishing. And we've got the stowaway, Jack Nolan, Michael Guest. You've been watching real action. We've had a cracking time. Mate, I reckon we'll let this one go. We might even see if we can't get one more before we head home.
awesome.
See you next time. Bye now.
See ya.
Mate, let that one go. Off you go.
Off you go.
Woo.
Yes.
Real action brought to you by Dog Pro Plus. Look after your best mate with a complete and balanced diet. Hyundai high performance forklifts, smart technology and safety, they're the driver's choice.